I genuinely think that Daredevil is Marvel's best definitive character. And I don't mean he has the best powers or the best costume or even the best live action adaptation. I mean his writing, his consistency, his depth, his character, and just the sheer amount of great stories this dude has. Daredevil clears almost everyone in Marvel and it's not even close. Matt Murdock feels so painfully human it's literally fucking impossible to stop reading or watching him. His comics, his shows, even his movies. Okay, maybe I'm pushing it, but even then, that director's cut was fun as fuck. The reason why Daredevil works isn't because he's blind or something. It's because of his morality. He has such high standards for himself, and he wants to do good for the city of New York, but he's so conflicted and self-destructive to himself because he wants justice, mercy, faith, redemption, and all of the above. But he keeps fucking up his life, like nobody's fucking did it more but himself. For example, in one of his modern comic book runs, Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, whatever. He kills a man by accident and he knows deep down that he did it. But he's so conflicted by it and he would never believe he would do anything like that because he's literally a Catholic. Like, his entire thing was not to kill anybody. But either way, he tells Foggy, no, he's been set up and shit, and he know that ain't true. So this nigga's just breathing in straight copium. He keeps trying to convince himself that he didn't do it, but once he realizes, oh shit, I actually did do it, he almost gets sent to jail. But either way, his sins eventually catch up to him. It's not by the law, it's by somebody he was paroling because he's a parole officer. And that was the brother of the guy he killed. So he has a whole panic attack because it really hit him. His biggest mistake actually impacted people, not just the person he killed, but his family. This shit feels so real, and I feel like you can't get that from basically any hero in Marvel. They're all so focused on huge multiversal fucking events and villains that they don't realize and pay attention to the people they hurt. And I mean, up close and personal, the closest you can get from this is like what happened to Iron Man in Civil War.
His name was Charlie Spencer. You murdered him. In Sokovia. Not that that matters in the least to you. You think you fight for us? You just fight for yourself. Who's going to avenge my son, Stark? He's dead, and I blame you.
And this isn't close up and personal or anything, but that's just what happens when you're so much stronger than a street level hero or something. But still, my point stands. Like, there's just nothing like this in Marvel besides Daredevil. Anyways, he eventually faces the consequences and literally goes to jail as Daredevil. It's the funniest shit ever. Daredevil slimed the dude, so he has to do the time, but they fuck with him so much and he's done so much for the city that they don't want to reveal his identity, so he just stays as Daredevil in prison. It's insane. Never seen any stuff like this in any superhero comic, ever. Speaking of comics, let's just talk about the fucking run Daredevil has. Daredevil Born Again, Daredevil The Man Without Fear, Frank Miller's original Daredevil run, Daredevil Last Rites, Daredevil Guardian Devil, and that's just the older era. The Daredevil End of Days, Daredevil Dark Knights, and as I said previously, Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run. Like, I can go on and on and on. Daredevil is in his sweet spot in the Marvel Universe. He's popular enough to get new runs, but he's not popular enough to start, like, completely changing his origin and shit. Like they do with most popular superheroes. Like, they're just gonna be making comics just to make comics. And that results in a lot of good creatives going to Daredevil rather than other characters because they get that creative freedom that they should have. And because of that freedom, writers and directors are allowed to cook up some of the best stories of all time. You can really pick up any Daredevil comic and you can always expect decent to amazing stories. And besides comics, just look at the MCU. Maybe this is a hot take, but the best project in all of the MCU is Netflix Daredevil. This show is genuinely one of the best superhero shows ever. As a matter of fact, scratch that. One of the best pieces of superhero media of all time. Alright, I'm jacking. Not like the best superhero media of all time, but definitively, in my opinion, the best superhero show of all time. Season 1 was like the best superhero season I've ever watched in my entire life. And Season 2 maybe wasn't as good, but even then, the start of it was still good. After watching Daredevil, like, my standards have been so high, no other superhero show scratches my itch like Daredevil did. And even after that show ended, Daredevil has still been carrying all of the MCU since Endgame. And when it comes to Daredevil Born Again, of course, it's not going to be as good as the Netflix show, but it's still one of the best Marvel shows of all time. Even Daredevil at his worst, he's still better than most of Marvel.
Just not this one, though.
And yes, even Spider-Man. By now, you'll probably be thinking that Daredevil becomes somewhat repetitive, but my nigga, I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. He works in multiple genres like courtroom drama, superhero, psychological drama, crime thriller, noir, fuck, even horror. I think one of the reasons Daredevil is such a good franchise is because the writers have so much creative freedom, and that's largely why his shows and comics are so good for the most part. One character that's a little comparable to Daredevil is Batman. He consistently has good comics, and a reason for that is creative freedom. I know, insane concept. Just look at Absolute Batman. Heck, let's just sum it up to the entire universe. The Absolute Universe is so good just because of creative freedom. I have an entire shelf dedicated to the Absolute Universe, bro. Like, no lark. Let me put it on the screen right now.
Fuck, you so cool.
My favorites are Batman, Wonder Woman, Martian Man, and even the other comics like Green Lantern, Superman, Flash are still extremely enjoyable. I just went into the Absolute Flash, like, expecting this shit to be ass because people say it's not that good, but that's just compared to the other comics. Like, the comic on its own is extremely enjoyable. Damn. I'm out of words. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed this, please list your thoughts in the comments. For God's sakes, I have 34 subscribers. So yeah, if you're nice enough, just click that little itty bitty red button. Anyways, this has been Snoogie on the Snoogie channel. Peace.